information that I'm sharing with nearly 200,000 YouTube people. So I guess it's not mine anymore. What's really happening here is I'm trying to set up a banded good morning, but I'm too fat, like to put it around my feet and then around my neck. And so what I'm trying to do is trying to get it around my neck without getting it around my neck because it hurts. And I did get dressed up for the situation, in case you guys didn't notice. So then I'm trying to get my fat head in here. Trying to get it more on my shirt. My shoulder range of motion sucks so bad. I gotta start like this and then go here like this. Hey, you work around your limitations, right? And the reason we have the hip circle on is because a lot of times when people are doing movements that involve their hips, such as squats and deadlifts, we see them on the instep of their foot a lot. The inside of their foot. Collapsed knee. Strong position for squats? Yes? No? Terrible position for squats. Terrible position for deadlifts. Terrible position for cleans, snatches, anything basically. So what we want to do is we want to force the knees out. We want to cup the floor with our feet. And we want to kind of be more in this position here. Back is nice and flat, and we're coming through here. We're not letting the back relax. We're not letting the back round at all. Keeping it straight, keeping some tension on the hammies. Slow, deliberate movement. This is just a warm-up. So there's nothing to it but to get into the exercise, and you're doing 3 to 4 seconds down, 3 to 4 seconds on the way up. This is where you really start to learn about your body. Remember when you were 13? And you were doing all that weird shit to your body? Well, here's time to do it as an adult through your warm-ups. You're warming up. When you get your body warm and you get your heart rate going, you start doing movements like this. And then as the workout progresses, you start to move into some other movements with a little higher intensity, such as a squat. And you go to squat and you go, ooh, something ain't right. Oh, my hamstring's off. Well, now we can take this off. Like, yay. And you say, okay, let's just, rather than just like grin and bear it, take a second to work out some kinks in the hammy. Again, low intensity. There's really not much involved here. I'm even letting my knee be bent. Because like I said, my hamstring bugging me, right? So now I can kick it up higher. I can straighten it out more. I can try to touch my toe. Ooh, which I can't quite do. Oh, I got it. Other side. These things seem tedious, but a little bit of maintenance can go a long way. Just like that check engine light on your car going off. If you can get to it early enough, it won't become a major problem. You'll just need a little bit of maintenance, and it'll just take a little bit of time. If you ignore it, transmission will blow out. It'll cost you a lot of money, it'll cost you a lot of time. So next movement, we go here. Take this hand here, the right hand, shake it all about, and we're gonna touch the left toe. We're up here like this. When you first started these movements, there's no reason to force anything, so if you want to be lazy, you can ease your way into it. Hey, warming up. I'm trying to kick the back leg back. Trying to bring the arm forward. Knees bent a little bit. We'll get Bryce involved in this. For this side, a lot easier if you touch my leg. Hamstring and hips a little tighter on the other side. Now we resume Game. Resume the game. Where did we leave off, kids? We were doing some squats. So again, just warming up. No reason to go really low. Just moving around. Just body weight movement, trying to get the knees to warm up. What you guys missed was a little secret that I did earlier to warm up the knees. It's called the Peterson step up. It's also just kind of like a backward step up in a way. Some variations of it, but sometimes you get in the gym, especially for those of you that live in some cold weather areas, it's middle of the country, East Coast, wintertime, knees, elbows, super cold, feel like shit, so it's hard to figure out good ways of getting them warm. A movement like this is great because we can start at such a low intensity of just however thick that mat is. To me, one mat looks like 6 inches. I don't know about you guys. Can I get a hey now? All we're doing is going from here up. You got a shitty knee, then you can use the other foot to push you up. You can hold on to a rack. You can go here. Whatever you have to do to start the movement. In CrossFit, I know you guys love CrossFit, they use the term scaling. They scale their workouts, they scale what they do. More advanced version of this is to do this. This is here like this. This foot's gonna come straight down and I'm dorsiflexing, flexing the foot upward, and I'm coming right back up. And you can see how uncoordinated Mark Bell truly is. See the knee flying around. But that's engaging the hamstring, the quads. I feel it fucking everywhere. It's burning like crazy. And you just switch legs. Do the other side. You could potentially do them this way where it's literally like a step backwards. So that's another way to do it, where your heel comes up. And again, now we're forcing the knee over the toe. But I like to kind of stay in here a little more. 30 reps, something like that. If you want to do multiple sets, maybe do 15 per side. Anyway, I already did those earlier. I swear to God. I got a little bit more stuff to do outside, but that's a great movement. Anyone's got tendonitis or any jumper's knee, any sort of little nagging knee injury, it's a great way to get your knees going, because when you first walk in off the street, especially again in the middle of the country where it's gonna get really cold coming up, it's gonna be really hard to just start squatting right away. It's really hard, it's not gonna feel good to shove your knees forward right away when you walk in the gym. You guys can kind of see on this kneecap, I have a little point right there. It's not supposed to be there, but that's inflammation. And you can see I could pull it out of there. My kneecap is supposed to look more like this, but I get a little tendonitis in there all the time. And so it's important for me to get warmed up. Another way to warm up your knee really easily is just to do a leg curl. Throw on any sort of resistance you want. You could use a band, you could use an ankle weight, or you can just use no weight at all, since you've probably never even done this movement before, and you can just flex. It's literally flexing the back of your knee. Well, there's two great movements. I'm going to show you a third movement with the sled. Everything we do here at Super Training Gym is always really high tech and extremely complicated. So we have this slab of metal that has a rod in it that you put the plates on, and you just drag it on a surface, and we end up with another form of resistance training. Voila! So now, what else would be good for our knee? Let's just get in a good athletic position. I know I look super athletic. Just walk backwards. How far are you going to go with this? Make it challenging. I'll just tell you to do 4 sets of it, so that way you got some sort of reference. But go until it burns, and when it burns, go a little further. We're not really trying to create muscle soreness though, and we're not trying to impede on our workout that's about to come. We're trying to get warmed up. We're trying to activate the muscles. Now, if you are getting so blown up from your warm-ups that's affecting your workout, then your overall fitness is in the gutter because you're striving for strength so much. Your strength level goes here, fitness levels go whoop. And that's what you see a lot of popular YouTubers nowadays. They're gaining popularity a lot, and a lot of the powerlifters like, I don't get it. A lot of the powerlifters don't get it because the guys that are getting popular are after aesthetics, they're after conditioning, and they're after strength. So while they may deadlift 585 and a powerlifter say, well, that ain't shit, they also don't understand the guy only weighs 200 pounds. The guy's not as into powerlifting as the powerlifters may be. Maybe the guy's natty, and maybe he has just like different lifestyle. Maybe he's got some different goals. Maybe he wants to be a little leaner. Maybe he always wants to stay under 200 pounds. So each guy is going to have their different goals and have their different ways of doing things. But the point is we can all benefit from each other. Having a little bit more conditioning can benefit all of us. Now, what I would say to those who say, oh, I don't want to do, these ridiculous arm circles, it looks stupid. Well, nearly everything we do, first of all, looks kind of dumb. Good mornings and all these different movements that we're doing in the gym. Girls with their asses hanging out. I mean, that looks great, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of movements that we do as powerlifters that look awkward. There's a lot of stuff that we do that looks weird, helping each other in our belts and things like that. Even lifting off for each other on the bench. Let's face it, that's gets to be some close quarters there. But what you have to understand is this doesn't take that much time. And when you consider the amount of time and effort that you're actually putting into your training, think about this for a second. Your workout, everyone's always talking about pre-workout, having a pre-workout drink. Well, is that really your pre-workout? Is that the only thing that you put into preparing for your workout? It's not. I know it's not. I know the people that listen to this channel, and I hear what people say, and I know what's going on. You are thinking about your workout days in advance, sometimes weeks in advance, and sometimes, in some cases, even months in advance. When you set out a 12-week training cycle and you think about, oh man, I can't wait till that Thursday hits. That's my big bench. That's when I'm gonna go for 405. Then we got a little bit of time off and then the meet comes. So your preparation, your pre-workout that you're always talking about is happening so much earlier than you understand. And so by doing 6 minutes of an extra warm-up or 8 minutes or 12 minutes of an extra warm-up, all you're doing is setting yourself up for a better workout. Who wouldn't want that? If I was to assure you that if you continue to do some of these movements, your workouts will get better and better and better. And not only that, you'll stay injury-free, because when you get injured, you go to zero, you're reduced to nothing. So keep all those things in mind, and when somebody tries to trash your warm-up and says, hey, that takes too long, man, that's not my thing, that person's being unprofessional. That person is an amateur, and don't be afraid to tell them that. Don't be afraid to say, you know what, you're treating yourself like an amateur. You should be treating yourself more like a pro, because this stuff matters to us, and if you want to be good at it, you're going to have to put in a lot of effort. If you want to get better at it constantly, you're going to have to put in a great effort. You're going to make sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. Back to work.